Hey Leo, welcome to May 2020. Now, if you've been worrying about what comes next, here in May, that disappears as your whole being comes alive with fresh eyes and inspiration. And this gets your engine purring and optimism humming. Some of you have been on the verge of throwing in the towel, given what you've had to deal with here in 2020. And that has scared you in a way that you've never felt before. Take your time to plan where you're going and why. Now, on the 4th of May, the Sun will couple exactly with Mercury. You could get tremendous insight on that day into your life path, direction, and where you want to go, and have clarity. So that is a very positive day for you. Then we have the Scorpio full moon on May 7th. That brings the action to your foundation. And one of the things that is going to help you is if you use this time to build up your reserves, your emotional reserves, your physical reserves, mental health is really important right now. And, financial, of course. Money is definitely on everyone's mind here in May, given what's been going on in the world. So that is absolutely, front and center here in May. Scorpio rules money. Taurus rules money. And the Scorpio full moon is opposing the Sun coupled with Mercury in Taurus, and that has us very much thinking about, our prosperity, our abundance, our reserves, and how we can use this energy to attract more abundance and eliminate debt. And Mars, the planet of action, energy, drive, passion, he is forming a T-square to both lights, the Sun, the Moon, and Mercury too, because Mercury is sitting with the Sun in Taurus at the Scorpio full moon. He's like the spy at this time, because he is the traditional ruler of Scorpio, and this is a Scorpio moon. And he's very late in Aquarius. He's getting ready to move into Pisces, which he'll do on the 13th. And so this is a time where it is about uncovering the truth. And we may find, given we're talking Scorpio rules secrets and what's been buried, we may find that there's a lot of information coming out that may have been hidden before on the internet, in the news media, that could even be mind-blowing as to what is being unearthed at this time. Now, for you, having the Scorpio moon in the area of your foundation, this is a time to strengthen yourself energetically, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mind, body, heart. Focus on what you need now. Focus on your physical needs, your emotional needs, your psychological needs, what you need to feel strong so that you can move forward in a way that is not only supportive of you, but ready for new adventure, ready for new opportunities when things open up again for all of us. Right now, it's happening online. It's all about being online. And I've been online for the past 8 years, and everything I do is online. So for me, it's, another day in the office, so this is a time, because another thing too here with you, Leo, in May, people are going to be reaching out to you. And it is a social time for you in the latter part of May. And so connect with them online. People are connecting on Facebook. They're connecting on Zoom and Skype. And this is awesome because we can still connect with each other and keep our space clean and safe. And that is what is being asked of all of us at this time. So if you're feeling like up and down in May, it's okay, because there's going to be times where you're feeling like really joyful and like totally in your bliss and excited about the future. And then you could also be feeling at moments and times that you're like, oh gosh, is anything ever going to work again? Are we ever going to get back to normal? Am I ever going to get my life back? So be patient with yourself. There is an ebb and flow going on here in May that is very significant. And that's because Saturn turns retrograde on May 11th, then Venus turns retrograde on May 13th, and Jupiter follows Venus on the 14th. But first I wanted to give a shout out to all the moms. It's Mother's Day on May 10th. Happy Mother's Day to all you amazing women around the planet. It's Mother's Day here in the States, but I just want to shout it out to everyone on the planet to celebrate you. You've been doing all the cooking and the cleaning and with your children at home, helping them with algebra, so, and the pregnant moms right now, just want to honor you and thank you for being you. Because without you, there's nothing. Without the mother, we wouldn't be here. So, happy Mother's Day. Okay, so on to the retrogrades here. Now, Saturn is retrograding May 11th through September 28th. And then Venus joins, Saturn on May 13th, and she'll be retrograde till June 12th. Jupiter is retrograding May 14th through September 12th. Now, this is a very big cosmic message for all of us. And it has to do with taking the journey within. It may even help for those of us that are, having to socially distance and, can't shop in our favorite stores and eat in our favorite restaurants and etc. Because this is an energy that just pulls us in. And it is about spiritually connecting to your mighty I am presence, to your higher self, to your soul self. So here in May, the journey goes within. And this is about respecting this ebb and flow of energy. Now, with such a force of retrogrades going on, and of course Pluto retrograded late in April, with 4 planets retrograde like this, when the planets when they first retrograde, they're at the closest point they are to the Earth. And this is about drawing our inner strength and going within. Now, we've all been doing this starting in March and here in April as I record these. And so here in May, this will continue. And with Venus, it's really important for you now to think about, are you doing what you love and value? Like, this is a time to reflect on your work, your lifestyle, how you work. Venus rules your destiny in the world. Taurus rules your destiny in the world. With Venus retrograding, it's a time to evaluate our relationships, our relationship to our work, our personal relationships. And with Venus retrograde, it's an opportunity to look at the worth of or the value of something now. Because we're going through such a huge, unprecedented transformation, it's really asking you to look at what you're doing and does it still hold value for you? And that includes personal relationships as well. You're going to have time to reflect on that here in May and through June 12th. Now, Venus is in a very social part of your chart in Gemini, and this is a time for you to evaluate your goals. Are your goals still worthy for you? Is your heart in what you're doing? Don't forget, Leo rules the heart. If your heart's not in it, you're not really in it. So, is your heart in what you're doing? Here's a time to really get real and be authentic and own our power. That's what these retrogrades are asking of all of us, is to claim our power, claim our authenticity, and look at what we love and value now. With Jupiter retrograde, this is about our wisdom. This is about what we believe and our connection to Source, Creator, as well as our life philosophy. And I find that having a strong philosophy, or my spiritual foundation is everything to me, and it's what has helped me through many a tragedy and many loss in my life that I've gone through. So with Jupiter pulling the energy in, Venus pulling the energy in, Saturn pulling the energy in, it's not time to quit your job or change your career at this time. It's more about evaluating what you love now and what you want now, because of what we've been through and are going through, it's changed us. And where Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter have been in your chart, they have been changing how you work, your day-to-day activities, your routine, and that has changed. Where Uranus is in your chart as well, Uranus is asking for you to liberate yourself from the routine and the boring and the doing the job because it's your duties and responsibility isn't going to cut it with Uranus. With Saturn, yeah, but with Uranus, no. And Uranus is at the top of the chart in that area of your destiny in the world, your profession in the world, your career achievement. So this is the time for you to think about what it is. If money wasn't a concern for you, when I used to coach people, that's what I always ask them, that, because when you take money out of the equation, you really get to the heart of the matter. If money wasn't a concern for you, what would you be doing? What would you be doing? Really tune into that this month, because this is an important time for you to reflect on what you've been through, what you're going through, and where you want to be in 6 months from now, a year from now, and so on. And allow for these changes to take place. Now, Mercury is on the move here, which is really interesting. So the good news is Mercury's on the move, which means our brains can be functioning quite well, and communication can be good. Even though we're in this introspective time, it's not about career achievement, unless you're in the toilet paper business. You know what I mean? It's not about oh wow, I'm just gonna break out and no, not with Saturn retrograde, Venus retrograde, and Jupiter retrograde, especially Venus, because Venus rules money, she rules what we love and value, and she rules your destiny in the world. So we want to honor the growth and the changes. Now, there are some real power days in here for you. The Sun will couple with Mercury on the 4th. That's a power day. Then the Sun will trine Pluto on the 15th. That can be a very powerful day for you. And then on the 17th, Jupiter. That could be a really amazing day for you, where you have some sort of brilliant breakthrough and feel really good about yourself, because you are in this position to really get excited about your future, at the same time honoring the ebb and flow of energy. We can't always be pushing out. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. And when the planets retrograde, particularly Venus, it is an important time to step back, see where you're at right now, and see if what you're doing still holds value for you. See if the relationships you're engaged in still hold value for you. And when we purge what no longer serves us, it opens up new possibilities and allows for the optimism to stay strong. Then the Sun will enter Gemini on the 20th, and this is a much lighter energy. It's an air sign. And we have the Gemini new moon on the 22nd, which is Memorial Day weekend here in the States. We probably won't have the beaches open. I know we won't. I don't think we will in my state, Massachusetts. But it's still a holiday weekend. And the Gemini new moon is bringing blessings with it too. Now this is interesting too, because Mars is activating both moons. He is T-squaring the Scorpio full moon, and he is squaring, because he's moved into Pisces on the 13th, he's now squaring the Gemini new moon. So he's putting energy into these moons, which is great if we're channeling it into projects. Another thing too is when Venus is retrograde like this, and even Jupiter and Saturn, it's a great time to go back over projects or finish things we haven't completed. Finish things that we've started in the past. Now is a great time, an excellent time to complete things, finish projects. And with Jupiter also trining the Gemini new moon, even though it's out of sign, it is on, and Saturn is trining the Gemini new moon. He's exactly trining the Gemini new moon, because the Gemini new moon is right at 2 degrees. There's blessings here. If we take a new approach, apply a new method, work with new technology, be patient. Patience may be in a short supply with both moons because of the Martian energy. Mars, it can make us very agitated, aggravated, impatient, rash, moody, impulsive, irritable. So we want to watch for that. Although now, another good thing with the Scorpio full moon on the 7th is Neptune's trining it. Neptune's trining the moon, sextile the sun, sextile Mercury. And that is very, spiritual and calming. And so it's very interesting energy. So when we, get out in nature is really good. Meditate. I like to listen to calming videos on YouTube. We put it in the background where they just play nature sounds. So if you can't get out into nature, you can, put in the search engine, the search bar on YouTube, nature sounds, and amazing videos come up that you can just put on, and they're showing waterfalls and the water is calming, and so it's a beautiful energy to calm yourself and feel good about your life and where you're going, and that you are this great spiritual being. Yes, we're having quite the human experience. You're spiritual first, and Neptune is here to remind us of that. So have compassion for yourself and build your reserves this month. This is a time to build your reserves. And be optimistic too, because if we stay optimistic, the solutions come. And I can see the solutions coming as we move into Gemini as well, because taking a new approach works, and learning a new skill, using this energy and this time to finish projects, focus on what you need right now, focus on what matters to you now, and don't go out into the future. Live here now. The power is in the now. All power is in the now. And it's important that we stay here in the now. We can visualize what we'd like to see in the future. Like, okay, in 6 months from now, I'd like to be swimming in an Olympic pool. And so whatever it is you want to be doing, this is a wonderful time to visualize it, but don't be in a hurry for anything. And really tune into what you need at this time, because your needs are changing and what you love and value is changing. This is a deeply spiritual month. This is like an incredibly spiritual time for all of us. And this gives us an opportunity to really tune into who we really are now, and who we are and what matters now to you. Not what mattered before, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, but what matters to you now, today, Leo? What matters today for you? And what can you do about it so that you are feeling optimistic about your future and can put fresh eyes on what you're doing? Now, you know, this is a time that we're socializing online, and when we are meeting up with people, our neighbors and so on, people in the community, we're still going to keep our distance for a while, I believe. So it's not, you know, going to be business as usual in any area, love, career, money, health. It just isn't. But spiritually, May is an incredible month. And it's important that you stay the fireball that you are and stay optimistic and take care of what you need right now for yourself. And allow for this transformation that's happening and surrender. Surrender what's not working for you. Let go of what's not serving you anymore. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to, you know, do things just out of responsibility and duty when you're done. It's not the career for you anymore or the work for you anymore. Uranus is liberating you here. Gemini is giving you a fresh start in the area of your goals. And this is, you know, going to be on for a year. So it's not like you have to do this in May. And May is a time for all of us to be more spiritual and take that journey within and really get to know who we are now, so that next month, when the energy moves forward and perhaps we have a lot more return to normal, we can move forward with a positive attitude and a stronger foundation, because you know who you are now and you know what matters to you now and what's important to you now. And that's all that anyone can do. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, favoring, and sharing my videos. Leo, you're rocking awesome. And thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It helps to support the channel and it lets you know when I upload. So until next time, Leo, be patient with yourself. Don't be in a hurry. The answers are coming. The more we slow down and listen, the more it will be revealed as to your heart's desire. And the universe wants you to have your heart's desire. It's coming.